hey, I didn't see you there. What's up, everyone? I wanted to create this part 2 of drummers or channels to check out, just because I'm terrible about rifling off so many and going kind of into depth about each person and what I like about them or what others might find that they like about those individuals. That I make the videos really long, and so it had nothing to do with like, oh, I don't like these people, so I cut them out of this video. Nothing like that at all. It was just for sake of being too long. So I wanted to continue this with part 2 now, and I've got quite a long list again, but just for sake of time, because the last one ended up being, I don't know, like almost 30 minutes, I wanted to do more of a cursory overview and just list the channels so that way you guys can kind of explore and find what you like about each of those channels. But I wanted to go through some that, are growing their base or are still younger or, are coming up in different ways, going through their journey, and having that feedback from all of us and that community support. That can make all the difference in the world, because I can't tell you guys how many times I've doubted myself, like, can I really do this? Like, am I really going to be able to play as well as I hope I'll be able to play in the future? Maybe I should look into other things. Yeah, I enjoy doing this so much, and it brings me so much joy, but if no one's liking what I'm doing besides myself, then, maybe I should think about doing other things. But then I realized, you know what? It's not at all about that. Yes, it feels good to have others like our material. It feels good to have our art appreciated, our practice time, our efforts, our, putting our heart and soul into everything we do. Of course it feels good to have kudos for that and know that your efforts were worthwhile and all that. But at the same time, I know there are different approaches. Some people don't have the ratios on there of likes to dislikes or hide the counter and that kind of stuff. And that's perfectly fine. I'm not saying that that's a bad thing at all. But just my philosophy is that when I get thumbs down, and a lot of times you can tell the ones that are just trolling or just there to, be like, they're not listening to anything. They're not actually giving feedback. They just, oh, I don't like this person, or oh, I don't like a comment they said somewhere else, or it's, whatever. And it's more retribution than anything. It's trolling and retribution. It's not their honest opinion of what they think of what you're playing. And then I'd say 99.99% of the time you go to their channels, how many videos do you think you see under their channels? Zero. Okay, so that tells you something, all right? So everyone's a critic, but not everyone is able to play drums, especially well. And a lot of times it has to do with kind of an envious factor too, I find, that some, places, they have no videos, they don't have subscriber count, and if you look through their history of their comments, they're notorious for just giving nothing but bad comments to everyone. So for me personally, I found I leave them up there, and some of the other people that might listen to this video can tell you, yeah, I was upset. I was talking to other people personally, like, oh man, I got a thumbs down. Like, that never happens to me, I went for a long time without getting any thumbs down, and then when I got my first thumbs down, it was almost like, oh man, well, what didn't they like about it, or how did I screw up so bad that, they immediately gave me a thumbs down without even listening to the full tune or the full pattern or lesson or whatever the case may be. And a lot of times it is just for that retribution aspect, or to troll, or to, they have a superiority complex, and, oh, well, I could have played it better, even though they have no, portfolio or any representation of their work. So just, it was just because of something we were discussing in a chat earlier, but, it's just, I think it's important to get that feedback, because it is constructive criticism, and it does kind of let you know, like, well, am I doing something well? Do I need to work on something a little bit more? But, don't take it personally, and just take it in stride and with a grain of salt, because, and also as your subscriber base gets bigger, it's just basically the luck of the draw, if you want to put it that way, because if you're starting to get thousands of views on a video, I mean, there are stats that already show. I have a background I have a master's in educational psychology, and there are a lot of different statistics showing that that's the case. So it's just, you have to kind of take it in stride and use it as inspiration of like, okay, well, maybe I didn't do so hot on this one, or maybe it's just an erroneous rating in the first place, but I'm going to put even more effort and heart and soul into the next one, so I'll show them, that kind of thing, So yeah, but when I first got mine, I was like, man, this sucks. Oh, maybe I should just take the video down. And even though I'd have a bunch of thumbs up, but just that one, thumbs down, it's that age-old saying of like, people can say, 24 really nice things about you in a day. One person can come up to you and say one negative thing about you, and what are you going to sleep that night thinking about? Are you thinking about the 24 super kudos that everyone gave you? No, you're thinking about the one thing that one person said, and we focus on that rather than all the positives that we've been told about. So, in any case, I just have learned to, I just keep them up, and it kind of gives me a sense of constructive criticism of my gauge of if I'm doing things, well or not. Okay? But to each their own, and I'd say, any practice is good practice, whether you like the outcome or not, or get a thumbs down after all your hard work and that kind of stuff. It will still pay off into all your future endeavors, because that just means that you're going to keep practicing more, and you're going to use the practice during that session that you think might not have paid off, or might not have, or might have gone to waste. But it really doesn't, because drumming is a cumulative thing, just like math is, or those kind of things. It's like, at first you don't even know how to pick the sticks up properly. You're holding a hammer grip, you're smashing a nail or something like that. You're playing all from the arm, that kind of stuff, before you realize, oh, this is more like a paintbrush rather than a hard stick hammer tool, that kind of thing, where you learn to lighten up your grip and get your strokes down like you'd be making paint strokes, or looking at your kit like it's your color palette and this is your paintbrush, and painting different colors and that kind of stuff. With all that, it just gets easier in all those practice hours you put in, because I'm a firm believer of that 10,000 hour principle. And Malcolm Gladwell is the one who came up with that concept in Outliers, his book Outliers. And he just found that basically anyone who's the who's who in their field and is at the top of their field in whatever they do, the common denominator between all those people, whether it happens to be business or sports or entrepreneurship or a skill on an instrument or whatever it is, that they all put at least 10,000 hours into practicing their craft. So the sooner you get those 10,000 hours in, or the more you practice those 10,000 hours and just kind of get through them, the quicker your overall skill will come through. Okay, so here we go to the list. First one I'm going to say is Jtree Drum, J and then Tree Drum. Next one is Amanda Panda Drums. Amanda Panda Drums. The next one is Taison Wade, Taison Wade. Then we have Chris Bates. Chris Bates, got to know him through the Discord chat. Military drummer, been playing for 6 years. And been getting to know him through the Discord chat. So if you wouldn't mind checking him out and supporting him, that'd be really awesome. Next one is Joel Hanley. And after Joel Hanley, sorry, I just had someone walk through the door there, my bad. After Joel Hanley, we have Bjarne, 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 not Bjorn, I guess that would be spelled with an O, but Bjarne, Joel Hanley, Bjarne, Liam S. Scotland drummer, Liam Scotland Drummer cover. So Liam's Scotland drum cover. I'm sorry, I shouldn't have said Liam S. Liam's Scotland drum cover. Then we have Tony Serio. Tony is a monster behind the kit. You can tell he's been playing a long time, has a phenomenal setup. DW drums, plays so super clean and articulate and clear. Great taste in music. Been super supportive of me. Tony Serio is a phenomenal drummer. And, I just can't wait to see what he comes up with in the future. So, Tony Serio. Then we have Gaz Graham. GazGraham. So, Graham. So, I put Gramah. Sorry if I'm misspelling something. I wrote these down quickly, but Gaz Graham. Then we have CCM Drummer. CCM Drummer, standing for Christian Contemporary Music Drummer. I've seen him in a lot of Earl's chats, Earl Bennett. I mentioned Earl in another one, but please check out Earl. If you haven't been in his live streams, that's where a lot of us get together besides Dad Drums. Live streams on Sundays, which is kind of cool because Earl has his on Saturdays most of the time, and then on Sundays is when Daddy Drums, or David, does his. So it's kind of nice to have those back to back. Okay. Then we have, I'll save the best for last. Then we have Nick Thomas, or Tomas. I'm guessing it's Thomas, but Nick Thomas, unbelievable drummer. I mean, his flow around the kit is so great, and he has a great E-kit setup where he rocks that E-kit. Like you wouldn't know. With his production value and mixing and all that, he makes it sound like an acoustic kit. Does really good. Then we have Brent X. So just the letter X. But Brent X Drums, man, he's been so cool. Great drummer. Highly supportive of me and the other channels. You find him in a lot of the comments. Good guy. You can tell he's a good guy and a good drummer. Then we have, who used to be known as Garage Life, but after I saw he left a comment on the last one, it's now changed to &Y drums. So like and Y, but not the word and, the ampersand Y drums. So ampersand Y drums. I'm guessing and Y drums, but just in the letters like that. But AKA known as Garage Life in his past life. So &Y/Garage Life. Then Just for the Drummer. Just the number 4, or just the drummer. I'm sorry, I have the looking like a 4. So Just the Drummer. All 3 different words, not all into each other, but Just the Drummer. Then we have Drums by Ash Wells. What's up, mate? And he's in the UK, plays an E-kit. He's doing a lot of collabs. He just did a collab with Dad Drums. Please go check that out. Go to Dad Drums and Drums by Ash Wells and check both of them out. And please leave a comment under those if you don't mind. They did really cool. And it's with 2 E-kits, so you get the sense and hearing what their different samples and kits sound like. I believe David Daddy Drums has an Alesis, and then I believe Drums by Ash Wells has a Roland. So kind of different sounds and different triggers in there. Then we have Rich Raw Dog. Rich Raw Dog's really cool. He's one of the bigger channels. He has over 1,000 subs, but he's another one of those pillars of the community, and another person over in the UK, but has some really great stuff on their covers, videos like this, channels to check out, talking about gear, all sorts of different cool stuff. So Rich Raw Dog, RICHRAW Dog. Then we have Ben Toll 86, BEN space TOL 86. All is that last one word. So Ben Toll 86. Then we have Patricia, Tiffany, Wang. Patricia, Tiffany, Wang. And then we have That Little Drummer 29. So That Little Drummer 29, he's like Presley is, Presley Lyric from the other one. He's one of my other personal students at the academy. That Little Drummer, you've seen him in a lot of my videos here where we do lessons here in my garages so we can go a little longer and play on full kits that aren't muffled and kind of freestyle and be a little bit louder and have fun, play songs and kind of do our own thing. He's kind of like my little brother. He was my second or third student ever at the academy. I've had private students in the past, and had experience with that. But working for the academy, he was one of the first students I ever got at the academy, and he's been with me the entire time. And I've watched him go all the way from just starting and, having a good ear and good foundation and kind of, being able to copy the sounds but not quite knowing how to count or doing those things, to then getting first chair in jazz band as a sixth grader on his first tryout and getting first chair, which just blew my mind. I was so proud of him for that. It's like, hardly anyone gets in at sixth grade, let alone on their first audition, and then makes first chair over the eighth graders who have already been in for 2 years. So proud of Cam. He's been doing such a great job. And we're trying to build up his channel. He doesn't have a whole lot of content, but we're working on that, and I'm trying to get it so that every time he comes here, we can at least get a video or two of just him in or us playing together, so he can kind of grow his channel and have stuff like that on his channel to share. But it's That Little Drummer 29. It's all one word, but in between That Little and Drummer, the T is capitalized, the L is capitalized, and the D is capitalized. So the T of That, the L of Little, and the D of Drummer, and then the numbers 29 at the end of that. And then there was another one that was mentioned to me, Jayda Drums, and that was recommended to me by Garage Life /&Y Drums, and I'm not sure. I hope I'm pronouncing her name right. Jayda Drums, I believe, was the full name. But I'm going to check it out again, but I wanted to mention it in this, and if you do have a question of who I'm talking about or who it was, it is written in &Y's comment on the last one of channels to check out. Okay? So that does it for this one. A little bit shorter, at least, by, 7, 8 to 10 minutes. So wanted to include some more. So I'll put these in the description as well, but let's just hold them up here so you might be able to freeze frame there, probably a little backwards, we'll see. But we've got some there, and excuse my bad handwriting and throwing them up there. But we got those, and then I'll put them in the description as well. And that's how That Little Drummer 29 looks, as all one channel. And his name's Cam, and Cam's been with me for 4 years, maybe a little bit longer. So highly support and appreciate all of you guys, and thank you so much for all the kudos for me and supporting me along the journey. And I know I kind of have a different type of channel, a little bit different and unique from the other ones, in the sense that I kind of just post a lot of different random things, but I find that they're all useful. And just because some of them are lesson ones, some of them are demonstrations, some of them are me keeping track of ideas and coming up with different patterns, and how that is. It's like, oh, you come up with something cool in the moment, but then the minute you take a little break and you try to come back and play it, then you're like, oh man, I forgot what I was playing, and then you have to go back and do it all over again. So I appreciate you guys having patience with me. I know not everything's a winner, but that's not my goal, to be honest with you. My goal is more to just kind of have the fun, experiment, and like I'm all about progress and not perfection. So if I make mistakes, I keep them there because I want to learn from them, and I want to learn what, okay, well, I did this well, I didn't do this very well. It's something I need to work on, and then it gives me motivation for striving to improve in the future. So, so not only just keeping track of ideas and having fun and sharing the joy and that, but maybe if I can impart some things that I've learned that other people might not, have already encountered, or that, because I do have a little bit of a kind of weird style in a sense, and play things in a different style, that maybe some people get some ideas from me. And that's what I love about this community and sharing all that stuff, is because we all get to grow and have the fellowship through the community, and just, learn from one another. And that's what's so cool about it. So thank you guys. Please check out those channels. Some more really, really great drummers. And as you can see, I list off so many that's why I didn't include all of them in one video, because it would have ended up being, an hour long. So have a great day, everyone. Take care. Happy drumming. Thank you guys all from the bottom of my heart. And let's keep supporting one another. And please go check those channels out. Please, please. I really, really appreciate it. And I know they would as well. Take care, guys. Have a great day. God bless.